I've always wanted to go to Murano, but haven't been particularly interested in seeing tourist bait being blown in glass in the form of cats and vases. The chance to go with Federica and see her working on a piece of sculpture with some of the best glass blowers in the world was something else, though. She was working on a new piece called TV Colors.
E dopo, praticamente, se dovessimo farla in futuro, che la faremo, quella colata può avere varie lunghezze.
Vabbè, sì.
Noi facciamo come vogliamo? Sì, esatto, è che sono pezzi... Sì.
So we will put the glass here, okay?
Yeah. See? Now they pour the glisto, okay? And he's the one that tells to the other what to do and makes the shapes.
They cut it with old scissors.
This will have maybe less colors, but we don't care. Okay?
Yeah.
These colors are exactly like the drawing.
Wow, look at this.
And he might stretch it also a little more. I got mad. Adesso facciamo una prova del cubo. Ma una prova, un momo, che diamo un piede.
It's alchemy, isn't it? The way the material, the glass changes. It's alchemy, don't you think? Ah, that's the colour going on.
Yeah. Then they covered the whole thing with the one. Then you will sink this with some other.
Mi serve cristallo, no?
Sì, certo. This will be finished afterwards, after cooling.
Has to be more
Screen,
square.
yeah. No, the screen must be a little more
Beautiful.
round, coming out.
Bravo.
Isn't that beautiful?
Huh?
And now we don't see the colors, but they are exactly as we want there.
Yeah?
Yeah. Glass is the only real professional thing left after tourism.
Yeah.
That's it.
So in 100 years, what do you think Venice will be like?
I don't even want to think about. I saw what we lost in 50 years, and this is enough.
So how much
They
has it
should stop
changed?
open only souvenir boutiques and give all those permissions, and then instead then leave the shops with a certain quality, the tradition. They should now think at the preservation, not at the abuse of the town. This town has been abused too much. You understand?
Yeah.
So we don't want to make only money as town of tourism. We have to preserve and to have a better tourism maybe.
And preserve everyday life.
Exactly.
It was sad to think that glass blowing is a dying art. In fact, I was sad to think that everyday life in Venice is a dying art. But in Campo Santa Margherita, there was proof that it still existed. I was there with my motoscafista Claudio to meet a friend of his, a local musician called Eddie De Fanti. So Claudio, how do you know Eddie?
Well, I know him because we are very strong fans of his band. They are playing great music, really.
And what kind of music do you play?
I played Latin music.
Latin music?
Yeah, or maybe better is Afro-Cuban music.
Here in Venice?
Yeah, here in Venice. And we put together the Latin music or Afro-Cuban music with the Venetian dialect. That's
and
it.
do you have a message in your music? Is there?
Yeah, we have a song called Venice. And we spoke about the life. Then we love this city, but at the same time we hate this city. You know what I mean?
What do you say? What are the words?
The word spoke about the politician by the people, about the tourists. about the city is not the same when I live here in Venice, or when our group live in Venice. The life change very, very quickly. There is no life at this moment in the Venice.
So it's a dead city?
Yeah, it's dead city. It's just only for tourists.
It is turning into a museum. Slowly, but
it's like a museum. We need to get more people to live here, the work. We can find the work here in the city. I don't know, like culture, like manufacture, anything. But we need the people live here.
This square had seemed quite lively to me, evidence of people living and working in town. But as it emptied out and we were asked to leave by the owner who'd made his takings for the day and couldn't wait to get to his home outside the city, I realised that Venice was definitely in trouble. I went to find Eddie's CD to make sure that I knew the songs before going to the concert he'd invited me to later that week. Needless to say, I had an early night. Ah, but mornings in Venice.
Oggi c'è, pigliate il sole e mangiate all'ombra, via! Tu che m'hai preso il cuore, sarai per me il vero amore. Oh, non mi scorderò.
My morning walk, which was becoming a habit, was as stunning as ever. The fish market was teeming with everyday life, though it did present a bit of an obstacle. I was on my way to Claudio's, who in true Italian style was still living with his parents. Housing is a huge problem for the locals here. About 2,000 Venetians are forced to leave the city every year, unable to cope with the cost of living, or unwilling to compete for a roof over their heads with wealthy and absentee foreigners. But I didn't feel too sorry for him. At 26, he was doing extremely well. Taxi drivers in Venice make a fortune, and all for looking cool, driving a motorboat around town. When you became a motorboat driver, was it difficult to learn about the tides and about where you can one-way streets or one-way canals?
Well, you don't even know how many damages I made before.
But is there a school, or did your father teach you how to do it?
Well, actually it is a tradition, and you learn it. Because, when I was at school, I remember during the summer holidays, just to earn some money, we were used to go early in the morning where the taxi stations are, washing the boats, and just then the owners of the boats were giving a few money just to have some money for us. This was when I was 10, 12, 13 years old. Wow, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun because we were doing those pipes of water, watering everywhere, and then cleaning, and it was fun.
Pocket money.
Yes, exactly. And from there you clean the boat. Well, can you move the boat because I have to water also my boat? Okay, just look if the owner is around, just switch on the engine and move the boat from one place to the other, and you learn with this finally.